Hello everyone, greeting of the day. My name is Nisha Rani and I am currently pursuing my masters in agriculture, and my research topic is response of sesame crop establishment to variability of soil and climate with date of sowing. Followings are the content of my presentation which I am going to present today. The oilseed crop sesame belongs to the Paddilaceae family. Sesame, one of the humanity's earliest seed crop. Sesame seed contain 50 to 60% of oil and 19 to 25% protein as well as phytonutrient that help inhibit rancidity. Sesame oil is often used in culinary, baking, confectionery, and neuropathy. And nowadays it is used as in cosmetic, insecticide, and pharmaceutical as an alternative to olive oil. Sesame plants are drought tolerant and have an intermediate growth habitat. For the cultivation of sesame in Australia, sesame is currently grown in northern Queensland and Western Australia as well as Northern Territory, and there is significant potential for sesame to be produced in other states, territories and areas as well. Since 1966, Australia has imported sesame and consumption of sesame in the local market has been rising since then. In 2016, Australia purchased over 6,740 tons of sesame with list exporting only 60 tons. Demand appears to have fluctuated over the last 25 years. Most of the Queensland has suitable climatic condition for sesame cultivation. Climate in areas currently growing sesame in Australia is mostly semi-arid and subtropical. Annual rainfall ranges from 600 to 800 mm per year. I have identified a few problems related to sesame cultivation in Australia. Extreme weather and climatic aberration have increased in recent years, which is affecting sesame cultivation because climate is a significant factor which helps in agriculture productivity. Australia is a water scarce country with drought prone agricultural zones. Although sesame is a crop which can thrive to water stress, but for good yield, uh, abundant amount of water is required. Changes in rainfall, particularly seasonality, have the greatest effect on sesame crop production. Increased temperature and to a lesser extent decreased rainfall accelerate development and shorten the flowering period. And adapted varieties and managements are needed to ensure higher yield for sesame crop grown under Australian environment. There is a limited research on the identification for optimum conditions for crop establishment among varieties in Australia. The major objective of my research is evaluating sesame seed emergence rate under different conditions of soil moisture during early stages of crop growth from sowing to seedling stage. Another major important aim of my research is to evaluate sesame crop early vigor under different conditions of soil moisture and climatic condition during seedling stage from sowing to seedling stage, and most importantly to inform recommendations for optimum sowing dates for sesame crop and adapted varieties to the Australian environment. Background information about the problems. In Queensland, annual rainfall ranges from 600 to 800 mm per year and is highly unpredictable. And the annual evaporative demand in the region is nearly twice that of rainfall, resulting in high soil water deficit that can limit the planting prospects. In research conducted in Biola, the crop planted on November 7 had highest average yield, achieving almost 3 ton per hectare, and it was nearly double to the crop planted 1 month after the initial planting. According to Abiomo, crop performance resulting from variable sowing rate is a result of changes in the environmental patterns throughout the time. Considering global climatic change pattern, a shift in sowing time is advised as an adaptation strategy. Seed should be planted when the soil moisture content is optimal for crop germination, and soil moisture level must be adequate for optimum plant development and excellent crop yield. The experiment will be conducted in a glass house with gradient of radiation. A randomized complete block design will be then used, considering each block as a replication. Climatic conditions: 3 sowing rates at 15 days of interval, creating different conditions of radiation with condition of temperature maintained with optimum condition of 25 degrees Celsius will be used. Plants are grown in pots using tough soil as a medium, disposed randomly with 4 repetition of the two-factor combination of varieties and soil treatment for each sowing date. A total of 48 pots per variety will be used, requiring a seed minimum of 8 seeds per pot to be thinned to 4 plants per pot to full emergence and 1 plant per pot after 14 days after full emergence. And plants will be sown on 3 different sowing days with interval of 15 days. First crop will be sown on 15 July, second crop will be sown on 30th June and third crop will be sown on 1st July. For treatment of different soil moisture condition at sowing will be maintained as field capacity with 100% plant available water, moist soil at 75% of plant available water, slightly moist soil with 50% of plant available water, and dry soil with 25% of plant available water. 4 variety identified as promising for Australian environment are selected for cultivation. These variety were previously identified with high tolerance to soil-borne disease and a part of pool of genotypes currently evaluated on farm across different sites, including a commercial black sesame variety and 3 with white sesame variety that are in pre-trials for release and commercialization. While there is some variation between cultivar, the base temperature for germination for sesame crop is about 16 degrees Celsius. In temperate areas, soil temperature determines the earliest date of sowing. The optimum temperature for growth varies with the cultivar in range of 27 to 35 degrees Celsius. Period of high temperature about 40 degrees Celsius during flowering, reduce capsule and seed development of the sesame crop. Each replicate will be harvested after 30 days of sowing to check the rate of establishment. The given project was started in March 2021 and it is anticipated to finish in mid-November 2021. And till now I have conducted my literature review, I have submitted my research proposal, I have submitted my initial research presentation as well, and the entire duration of this experiment is 60 days. I will sow my crop 3 times with the interval of 15 days, and the key event of my research are literature review, research proposal, preliminary seminar which I am already done with, and my field trial will be ongoing from June to August. And the key event of research are sowing of the crop, thinning of the crop, collecting daily moisture data, collecting weekly physiological measurements, harvesting, data analysis, and report writing. For data collection, I'm using following parameters: daily climatic data, air temperature, minimum and maximum radiation, soil temperature, soil moisture content, soil average temperature at the time of emergence. I will use number of seed emerged daily during 14 days after sowing, date of 50% of seed emergence, and for plant vigor, I will use number of plants emerged at 40 days after sowing, 30 days after sowing, 45 days after sowing, weekly leaf numbers and leaf area at 30 days after emergence, biomass at 30 days after emergence, and radiation use efficiency. Analysis of variance will be performed for evaluation of the effect of treatment and interaction between soil treatment, sowing date, and varieties for indicator of crop establishment and crop vigor. Comparison between varieties, treatment of soil, sowing date for indicators of crop establishment and crop vigor will be conducted by computing the average and standard error of each variable measured for each variety in each experiment. Correlation analysis between the variable measured will be conducted for all the data from 3 experiments, and then for each experiment. Response curve. A response curve is a curve graphically exhibiting the magnitude of response of a crop to a varying treatment. This curve of the crop emergence and establishment indicators to soil moisture content will be generated by relating various soil moisture content to measure of crop health and establishment rate for a range of varieties differing in growth across 3 sowing rate. Linear regression between soil water content and plant growth and estimation of goodness of fit based on calculation of R square were obtained with R software. Output of this work are the description of sesame crop establishment and growth to the changing soil climatic conditions, identification of optimum condition of soil and climate for optimum crop establishment of sesame, and its identification of varieties that have better adaptation to limited water conditions at sowing. Outcomes of these are improved understanding of sesame crop responses to variation of condition of soil and climate, allowing better representation of crop for modeling tool development that can assist decision making for selection of optimum planting date and adapted varieties. With these improved and well informed recommendation, grower can minimize climatic risk for their crop, thus maximizing their productivity, yield and income, resulting to increase and confidence for growers in the crop or further expansion and the establishment of profitability and sustainable sesame industry in Australia. To conclude the presentation, I will like to retouch the main points of this presentation. Sesame is which is an important oilseed crop for Australia, is grown in the northern and region of Australia, including the states of Western Australia, Northern Territory and Queensland. Changes in rainfall pattern, increased temperature and water scarcity are important problem for sesame cultivation in Australia. Thus, research is required to establish sesame industry in Australia. My research objective is to evaluate optimum time of sowing for sesame under different soil moisture condition for different genotype to ensure maximum crop establishment. For fulfilling that objective, an experiment will be conducted in P24 glass house at CCH. Different morphological and phenological attributes will be measured. Data will be analyzed with the help of ANOVA, response curve and correlation coefficient. I have provided all the references in this slide, and I would like to thank my supervisor for investing her efforts and energy in me to guide me in every possible way, and I would like to thank the examiner faculty for helping me throughout this journey of research, and I hope I had done a decent job.